Hey guys, so I finally got this done last night. I decided in that I decided that what I needed to do to get back into scrapbooking is to start with the thing that made me stop scrapbooking, which was my dog Rocky. My mom were up here when I was 16 years old. Actually, it was a week before my 16th birthday. But for a couple years, my mom and I came up to the cabin every single weekend. This cabin to escape my father, and a week before my birthday, we went up to the cabin, and when we came home, the house was cleaned out and my dog was gone. So, and we usually left Rocky at home because he had to be on a lead all the time, whereas Pebbles, we always took Pebbles because she didn't have to be on a lead. You know, she didn't leave the property or anything like that. But anyways, it was too hard for me to scrapbook afterwards, and it was still hard. This album was still very hard for me to do, especially in the beginning. But anyways, I wanted to do this for my dog because I don't have anything of him. He was put to sleep either in 2008 or 2009, and I didn't know about it. My dad had a habit of not informing me of those types of things, like putting my dog down or my grandma being very ill and dying in the hospital. He just didn't like to share that information with his daughter. So I wanted to do this in honor of him because I don't have his ashes. I don't have anything of his but a couple collars. So to do this album, I used I have this roll of packing paper I bought at the Dollar Tree, which I've been using as packing paper, which I hated because I bought this. I wanted to use it in crafting. And I finally did. And then I also used a bunch of pages from this Recollections pet pad. I would have loved to stay with this craft, like earth tones for this album, but I just didn't have the paper to do that. And then I also used this Forever Friends, We Are Memory Keepers. I got this pad from Bonnie when she had sent me a card after Pebbles died. And I love that pad. I've been kind of hoarding it, but I figured there isn't a better use than to use it on an album for myself. So this trim and these two flowers Leslie made. She made the trim too. And all of these polyester rosebuds I got from Leslie, and they're some of my favorites. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but they've got dark edges so you can see the petals. And then I've always kept my dog's tag. So it's just a pet license tag, so I don't know whose it is, but it's either Rocky or Pebbles tag. But I always kept them, so. And then this is I don't know what the die is. It's probably like styled labels. It just says it's die that I got from Bonnie. And these are some letter stickers that I got from Leslie. And I just went around the edges with a silver leafing pen. Krylon. I thought that looked kind of cute. So here are the, sorry for the glare. Here are the first 2 pages. I don't know if I should wheel this down or not. I think I will. Sorry for the bumpies. So, this first page, I just did a little bit of journaling. It's not much. I'm not much of a journaling type of person. And I just lined a piece of Coordinations cardstock. I used a lot of the Coordinations cardstock you can get at Joann's for this because I'm trying to use it up because it's really crappy paper. And you can't use wet glue, which is primarily what I use on it. And I've had this, I kept forgetting about it because it's so big. I kept it with my stencils and I never use my stencils. It's ThermoWeb Peel and Stick. No, so it's a dry adhesive like ATG, but I stopped buying ATG and tape runners because I wasn't happy that all my cards were falling apart after a little bit of time. So this is incredibly sticky and incredibly difficult to get the backing off. It's so sticky, so I'm hopefully it'll have a better result. And this was a TPC stamp, I believe, that I just stamped there. And then I punched out a lot of hearts throughout this album. I think these are Recollection punches. Out of these DCWV glitter strips. Okay, so this page, I just put, I don't know if I should take this out of the, I really don't want to take it out of the plastic. So this, I used the Martha Stewart doily punch on the bottom, and when you use this punch it also cuts out this little strip and I just put it on top. This is a chipboard die cut from that Recollections pad, and I just put the date that I got him. I got him when I was 6, and I lost him in 2006. So that's not the date he died, but that's the date that I lost him. I'm not sure exactly when he was put down. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for that one. Okay, so here are the next 2 pages. Background papers from the Recollections pad. This is some sticky trim that I got from Joann's. And these are some of my... Stop licking, Brutus. I don't know why the ducks are so loud out there. This is one of my favorite clusters of photos. And I do remember this day. I remember we had 2 neighbors, and we always called them black-haired Justin and black-haired Michael because my brother's name was Michael and we had a cousin that we were close to named Justin. So to tell them apart, we always called them black-haired Michael and Justin. And they were over at our house and they were holding Rocky and they dropped him and he screamed. And I was so upset and I was crying. There's me crying with the puppy. This little thingy is from the We Are Memory Keepers pad. But he was my pride and joy. I had been asking my parents for a dog for years, and my dad said absolutely no animals. And when we were at my preschool graduation, a lady had walked up and asked if we wanted Rocky. He was the last puppy of the litter. Apparently, the lady's husband was driving down the highway and saw someone throw a box out the window, and he stopped to look in it, and it was a bunch of puppies. So we got the last of the puppies, and that's how Rocky came to be. Okay, so here are the next two pages. So this is one of the things I cut out of the scrap cork that I had. This paper is from the Recollections Pet Pad. And this was a sticker that I just recently got from the thrift store. It was like it was wedding themed, but you know, I still try and use it. It's not like I can give it away. It was a partial sheet. So yeah, on this particular day, I remember we were all in the backyard laughing because Rocky had grabbed my plastic ninja sword and was swinging it around. Another cork piece that I cut out. This was a postage stamp die I got from Bonnie. And I just wrote my first memory was of him, the first day we got him. Me and my mom took him to the vet's office and he urinated all over the lobby. These are some epoxy stickers that all the birds outside are just obnoxiously loud right now. I get these from the Elma Dollar and Thrift in Christine. This is what I'm talking about. They're not sticky anymore. They're too old, but I don't really have a problem with gluing them on. It's not difficult. This was a sticker I got from the Dollar Tree years ago. It's a chipboard sticker. And then I had made someone a card a while ago, and I had this extra piece. I've been trying to use up my some of my die cuts. I have this basket of die cuts, and it's always overflowing because I don't throw anything away. I mean, I love getting die cuts. I think I've figured out a different storage solution because this isn't working for me anymore. I've got too many. But that was just an extra piece that I saved because I couldn't use it on the card, and I just glued it on there. Okay. These next two photos, I don't remember these two photos. I didn't take these. Most of these photos I took, but I don't think I took these two. This had to be at Schaefer Park, which is a off-leash dog park. There's no fence. You just have to, you know, people can keep their dogs on leashes, but it's not fenced. And they can let them go. I had this background paper from the Recollections pad in my scrap bin. And then there was a whole bunch of border strips in this pad, and I cut up a sheet of the border strips, and that's what this gray paw print is. And I had this die cut heart already in my die cuts. This is an epoxy sticker that says a dog is man's best friend and vice versa. And I got these lovely epoxy stickers from Leslie. And I love them so much. So, this is a petaloo flower I got from Leslie. And, there's a little die cut down here. It says, "You are always in my heart." I have a lot of die cuts from an old scrapbooking kit my mom got me when I was little. It was like, I think she bought it because it was flocked and she liked the colors, but it was really romantic and meant more for like wedding type things. So, I haven't really used too many of the die cuts. Okay, this is one of my favorite layouts. Felt like a bit of a broken record when I'm not very good at paper crafts to begin with, and I feel like I just do the same thing over and over again, but what are you gonna do? So in one of the border strips there was a strip that said "I love my," and then add a picture of a turtle. I figured even if I got a turtle or a tortoise in the future, I probably wouldn't want to scrapbook them. So I just cut out the "I love my," and then I had this, and I really wish I had bought more packs of these when the Dollar Tree had them years ago. But I wasn't scrapbooking at the time, so I didn't want to stock up on something I didn't think I was going to use. You know, I didn't think I would ever want to get back into scrapbooking again, because it was hard. But for a while, this Dollar Tree had these books of foam sheets full of alphabet letters. And it's a really good deal for $1 when you think of how much thickers cost. But the only downside is that the glitter flakes on these letters, but you can just, I just stuck a layer of cheap Elmer's glue over the top. And this was another border strip that was in the pack. The background paper was in the pack. This is just a little ladybug I had cut out and was in my little dish of punches. Yeah. This is my dog laying with my stuffed animal. When I was a kid, I always stuck my stuffed animal under his leg so that he could sleep with it. And that little dog stuffed animal is the only thing my mom ever bought me at the hospital, because I was in and out of the hospital all the time. And she'd always tell me that the stuff at the gift shop was such a ripoff, and this one time she bought me that stuffed animal. And I still have it. Yeah. I like how those layouts turned out. I did a lot of, I put a lot of pictures of Rocky in the front yard on there, because that's basically what I took of Rocky. Every day when I got home, I'd get all my homework, lay a blanket out in the yard and sit out in the front yard with him, because Rocky loved to lay in the front yard and watch the world go by. Okay, so this was a metal piece I got from the thrift store a couple months ago. And these flowers are from that old romantic-y scrapbook kit my mom bought me. And the stickers from an old kit that my mom bought me a long time ago when I was little. I would always get in so much trouble for taking pictures of the dogs. Because my dad thought it was such a waste of money, he'd always start screaming at me if he heard the camera click. Some things I was willing to get screamed at for. Okay, so, this paper is from that Forever Friends pad. More die cuts from the Romantic-y stack. This is a doily die cut I got from Christine. And this picture, I do remember this picture. My brother and I had gotten awards at our elementary school. And I was crying for some reason, and my mom told me to stop crying and go stand in front of the hutch. So, neither of my parents were really patient with crying. Wasn't a very smart thing to do. And this one is just a picture of my two cousins with the dogs. And my cousins are one of the only things, my cousins are one of the only things that I really miss. Not to call them things. My cousins are the only part of my old life that I really miss. That, you know, when I finally severed my dad from my life, I wasn't allowed to see them anymore. And I grew up with my two cousins from that side. This was, it's a die cut from the Romantic-y stack, and it says, "These are the days to remember." This is a, sticker from the Romantic-y set. It says "Fun Time." And then this is like a tab that came from the Romantic-y set that I put on top there. I haven't a clue what the Romantic-y set is called. I don't think scrapbooking stores sell those big kits anymore. They were like $40 for a scrapbook and like 20-30 sheets of paper and embellishments and all that jazz. My mom bought me a couple of them when I was little. Okay, let's see if I can get this out. Okay, so more of those epoxy stickers, those heart punches. This is a sticker that I got from this sticker set I got from Tuesdays one time. And I use this paw print stamp a lot. I got this from the Bargain World one time. And I love it. So I had stamped some paw prints on there to make, even though this came from an animal pet pad. A lot of the papers weren't very animal-y. This page has another doily from Christine on the back. And epoxy stickers. I started to do this album in like chronological order of his age, you know, or my best guesstimate of how old he was in the pictures. But my table was always such a mess during these bigger projects that I kept losing photos and then finding them throughout scrapbooking. So it's kind of in chronological order, but then some pictures really aren't in chronological order, but I still really wanted to use them. So this paper came from that recollections pad, and to go with the little circle theme, I punched out, this is a recollections punch, some sparkle circles. I wanted this photo on there because this is how I saw him most days, because every morning he'd stand at the front door and ask to go out, and he'd lay out there all day. He loved to be outside during the day. So that's how I saw him usually, is laying in the front yard. And a sticker from that chipboard Tuesday morning's pack. And this was a picture of me with Rocky and my cousin Max. My mom took care of Max for his first few years alive every day while my aunt was working, and she finally said that she wouldn't watch him anymore because he started calling my mother Mom because he didn't see too much of his own mother at that time. But it's me with my dolls. He was pretty young in this photo. This photo should have been more towards the beginning of the album, but I had lost it. And this was a photo I scrapbooked in my very, very early days when I was a child. And I really hacked the photo, so I just cut off the crinkle cut edges, and so it's an odd shaped photo. But this was Rocky's dog bed when he was growing up, was that red beanbag chair. I'm running out of time, Chills. Okay, so these are some petaloo flowers. These are some cutouts from that Forever Friends pack, and I just put the things I love about my dog are that he was loyal, handsome, smart, and I loved his howling because he's a husky mix and he had that signature husky howl. Now this was a little envelope I got from Johnny, and I just cut it down, punched it with my circle punch, and stamped it. And these two photos, I just did banners. With various papers. I've got a little dog button there. It's probably my brother's leg. Some more banners. This picture is up here at the cabin. And it's probably one of the last trips I was ever up here with my dad. And another little dog button. And then the last picture is this one. I didn't really want to scrapbook it. This came from, my dad gave this to me a year after he had left the house. And it was taken 12 days before my 17th birthday. I think this is, you know, it's one of the things my dad tried to do to draw me back in. And it worked for a while. So I'm holding my dog in front of me, and well, anyways, this is just a die cut I had, don't know where I got it, from my mom, and an epoxy sticker from Leslie. Dogs are not our whole lives, but they make our lives whole. And then this was just some coordinations cardstock that I stamped. So I really didn't want to scrapbook this picture because I didn't have him when this was taken, but I felt it was important that it was in here, at least. And then the back, I did a test run, which turned out good, and then I did a non-test run, which turned out horrible. So that was